working. Is working. We seem to be up. Why am I so quiet? I don't know why I'm so quiet. We'll try doing this. I don't know if that will work. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't think we've run into this issue in the past, but seems like when I'm doing it directly off of my computer recently, the volume's been quiet. Well, let me actually get some audio going here, and I'll have a better idea. Let's see. So I am using an emulator to run this. However, I do physically own a copy of this game. I just haven't had a means of playing it because I don't know where my GameCube memory card went, and I don't know where my old Wii console went. It is hiding somewhere in this house, probably so dusty that it can't even run properly. Alright, so we have some audio right now. So I'm not sure how well you can hear me or not, because I'm assuming this probably has something to do with how loud you guys are hearing the audio from the game. Guess we'll just make sure that I tweet that I am live. I will probably have to edit the beginning of this off later. And yes, as an aside, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is indeed a modern classic. You are very correct, Philip Summers. Okay. And I don't know why it's doing that to me. That's throwing me off. Okay. Okay. That's good that you can hear me. There's no echo or anything weird like that. I know I was having that yesterday, and I don't even know if I figured that out. I'll let the little intro here play, I guess. But I've actually already played like the first maybe hour and a half or so into the game, which is okay, no echo, that's good. Yeah, no, it's really interesting with this game because the actual main plot is really boring and not interesting, but what makes this game's like RPG storytelling stuff so interesting is the characters that you meet and the way that it portrays elements of the Mario universe in a more down-to-earth way. Like one of the very first NPCs you can talk to complains about credit card fraud. Like I haven't been able to get over that because that's just not what you would expect a Mario game to do. Also, the town square of the central hub town for this story has a gallows, so like that's kind of atypical for a Mario game. Yeah. So we've got the unassuming Princess Peach wandering into this place acting rather naive, as I recall. I tend to not really like Princess Peach in general as a character, but the other Mario princesses I actually do like. Daisy and Rosalina, I both like them quite a lot actually. But so if you saw our, well, I'm just going to talk to you, Jenny, because you're here right now. But so you might remember when we were playing the N64 Baby Mario, you can probably tell the difference in the visuals at a glance here. They used more of, because the original Paper Mario was actually sprite-based, if I'm not mistaken, whereas this is more like, it reminds me of like Flash animation with like different pieces that like slide around and stuff, that are like layered on top of each other. So it's got a different visual style, but it's a lot smoother. I'm trying to remember who this mysterious merchant person is, if we even ever find out who they are. It's been so long. It's been like at least probably like 5 years since I've even touched this game, and it's been probably closer to 10 or 15 or something. Wow, shit. It's actually probably been since the year the game came out. So this game came out in 2004. I haven't actually completed this game since then. I have started it multiple times, like probably like 3 or 4 times, and gotten like halfway through, and then just something comes along, like college or graduating college or whatnot. But yeah. Anyway, so there's the intro. Basically, the setup is we are in a town of thieves that has built itself on the top of ruins of an ancient civilization, and legend has it that hidden behind a mysterious door within these ruins that has been there for 1,000 years, there is some mystical treasure that can only be opened by collecting the 7 magical whatsy doodads. But we're a little bit into the into the game already. All you really missed is Mario sort of showing up at this town like a dumb tourist, not knowing what's up. And we met Goombella, who is our first companion character. Probably one of my favorite Mario characters in general, come to think of it. But she hasn't shown up in anything since. She is a student at Goom University, so she's actually a college student who is studying archaeology. And her professor, Frankly, who is like a mad scientist-looking Goomba dude, is in the area doing research into the ruins hidden beneath the central town of Rogueport. And we were tasked with going off to this neighboring Koopa town. And apparently this town is under siege from a dragon that has been flying around the area and eating people. So that's kind of a problem. And we have been asked by the town's mayor to look into this dragon issue. So, yeah. That is what we are up to at the moment. So this game brings back the badge system, which is one of my favorite mechanics that a game can have. So some other examples, Kingdom Hearts tends to have a system like this with its abilities. I've been playing Hollow Knight recently, which has the same kind of system as well, with its own kind of wrinkles to it. I love these kind of systems. Right now I have enough badge points to equip everything I have, but there's like a bunch of these things you can get throughout the game, and I just really like the mechanic of abilities being a thing that you can find, like hidden in the world, and you can only have a certain amount of them equipped at a time. There's a balancing system with the points, so you can't really be too overpowered with it. And you can basically, instead of upgrading a skill tree or something like that, Mario's abilities are inherently tied to the badges. Like he gets like basically like special moves as you progress through the story that run off of a different, like its own meter. But his actual class as an RPG character, you build yourself with the badges, and I love that. We've got our items. So far we only have just our one party member. You know, you got your jumping and your smashy smash and whatever. Yeah. Let's go to the item shop real quick here. So I am trying to do a couple things on me playing this game right now to kind of make things a little more challenging. I'm not going to be using ins at all. Anything that like instantly heals you all the way, like I'm not doing. My only methods for healing are going to be like items that I'm carrying with me. And then I guess maybe there's like one special ability that you can use to heal, but let's see. What items do I have in storage right now? I got some stuff in storage. Trying to get reacquainted with the controls here. It's been a while. I'm actually using a GameCube controller too, which makes me very, very pleased. Yeah, we'll probably be fine. Let's go hunt a motherfucking dragon. Oh yeah, yep, so we're about to get our second party member as well. This gloomy, worn Koopa. So he embarrassed himself in front of his girlfriend earlier, and I think he's trying to impress her by going to help us fight the dragon. Oh, also his dad, you know, getting murdered by the dragon, too. Revenge is a part of it, I guess. I think Mario's like, If Jenny was playing, she would have said, nope, sorry, which I love. The thing with this game is, there's actually some points where if you, like, say stuff like that, you'll just get a game over. So, like, there's one of the earliest choices in the game, I think, is like, will you go and hunt down the magical doodads? And if you say no, like, enough times, it just gives you a game over. So now we've got our Koopa companion, and we can use him to hit things or grab items that are far away. So we didn't get far enough into the original Paper Mario for you to discover this kind of stuff, but in the original Paper Mario you get different companions that would give you different abilities out in the field, and then of course they have their own methods of attacking in combat. So because this dude is a Koopa, he could like ram himself into certain kinds of enemies from the side that, like, you know, are on fire or have spikes or things like that, and I think he would be okay. A nice girlfriend. I love the unique, like, character designs. Like, not all the characters have a unique design, but the ones that actually have names and, you know, speak, like, storyline stuff. I like how they give them, like, their own unique character designs. It's like, it reminds me, like, in retrospect, it reminds me of the sort of stuff, like, the OCs that you'd see on DeviantArt, but I love it that, like, that's literally what they are. Like, they kind of, like, validate that kind of character creation within this world, and it just makes these different races of Mario characters feel like races that have individual members of them, and they're not all just the same, like, plain ass looking Toad, like the more recent Paper Mario games, like Sticker Star and Color Splash, have none of these. Like, they don't even have like the different races. It's just like Toads and bad guys, and that's it. And that's really boring. Aw, he has such a supportive girlfriend. But he's made up his mind. He's the man. No turning back. And then he decides to just go along with us for the rest of the adventure for whatever reason. Bonk. Yeah, Mario's just like standing there, yep. So, same general mechanics as the original Paper Mario, with the added detail that your party members are now, they have their own HP and you can swap positions with them. So like I could put him in the front and then enemies will attack him instead of Mario, but they also have their own HP meters. Which basically what that ends up doing is they tend to throw more enemies at you because you have two different people. Yeah, I mean, we'll just... Oh, shit! I forgot. So, like the original Paper Mario, each of your different types of attacks have, like, different action commands you have to do to, like, get perfect damage, and you also have to tap the button in time to block damage as well. And as you get further into the game, it makes a huge difference whether you're doing it. Like, people have probably done challenge runs where, like, you don't do any of the action commands. That would make this game actually really hard. The weird theater stage thing, as Jenny put it, is one of my favorite things that the Mario RPG games have done. They haven't brought this mechanic back. So this isn't just aesthetic, although I do love it aesthetically. It does impact the gameplay. The better you do, the better you perform, the more audience members you get. And the more audience members you get, the faster you can charge your special moves. And then on top of that, certain parts of the game will like do interesting things with the crowd. You can also tap the A button at the right moment in between your attacks to like add flair to your moves to be more stylish and impress the crowd, which is like an extra little cool thing. Once in a while, the audience members will get like impatient if you like wait too long to do your turn, and they'll like try throwing stuff at you. I think I already got what was hiding back here. And so like when an audience member is trying to throw something at you, sometimes it'll be an item, like they're cheering you on, sometimes it'll be like garbage, because they're like, ah, you're boring. And so you can like go off and like hit them with a hammer. Yeah, this Paper Mario game is interesting because it doesn't actually do the paper aesthetic as hard as the more recent ones. I actually really like the way that Color Splash looks and feels aesthetically, but I didn't even finish it. I just don't, the gameplay was just not what I was looking for. Oh yeah, I forgot about that too. Certain types of attacks will like impact the backdrop, and so you might have to like time a block to like avoid getting hurt by like part of the backdrop falling down, things like that. Sometimes like the stage crew will like fumble up and like drop lights on you and like things like that. So they do a bunch of weird little amusing things to play around with that. Yeah, so like this is like a regen ability that I could equip if I wanted to. There's no real narrative context as to why it's all a play. It's more of like an aesthetic, weird tonal thing they went with. But I mean, you could certainly interpret this whole game as just like a stage play if you wanted to, I feel like. Oh yeah, so I had to go and retrieve these stones to unlock the way to the dragon's castle. Runes. Boy, read. Wrong game. Oh, that's right. I actually need the Koopa. For some reason, I took Goombella out because I thought I was going to need her to read the runes. So basically, it's saying I need to hit both switches at the same time. So you can actually, yep, read, boy. Yeah, there's probably a little bit of chat lag. It's all good. Such is the nature of the internet. You okay there? There we go. So now we in the dragon's castle. So, and they had this ability with the Goomba character in the first game, but Goombella's like on the field ability is that she'll have something to say in every screen of the game. Like any like physical screen area, she'll have a different thing to say about the area that you're in. Which is just, it's mostly just flavor text, but once in a while she might like give you a hint. Like point you in the right direction if you're stuck. And then she also analyzes the enemy characters, which for me just basically means like after she analyzes them, you can always see their HP bar, which is very useful. The Dragon's Castle. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, there you go. I feel like I would probably define flavor text as just like something that fleshes out the world or a character or the lore or something like that, but isn't like essential, isn't required information. It's just there to like flesh out the story. Whoa. I also appreciate that the default Koopa Troopa enemies in this game are like wear sunglasses and like rocker bracelets or whatever. Let's actually go with this one. There we go. Now we have them all flipped over, which is useful. Oh yeah, it takes a turn to do that, doesn't it? Wheel. They're like squirrel? What? Oh, autocorrect. Alright. And if you look behind these enemies are actually items, they can actually use these. Oh, speaking of. So that might put one of us to sleep, or both of us, if we're very unlikely. Oh, it put us both to sleep. So yeah, that's another neat wrinkle that with this game is, and that starts very early on. The enemies can carry items with them, so they can actually use the same items that you use. Oh, Squirtle Squad. They do look like the Squirtle Squad. That maybe that's just like a cultural thing. Just turtles wearing sunglasses. Oh, geez. I got attacked like as soon as that battle ended. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to be a member of the Squirtle Squad. You can still wiggle it out a little bit. Oh shit. So he just boosted his defense there. We want to at least knock those wings off. We'll take care of this one. Yeah, so like already there's, I mean this is like the first dungeon, like proper dungeon of the game, and there's already like multiple mechanics going on that did not exist in the original, which is really nice. Oh damn, I can't even do damage to him because his defense is boosted. There we go, his defense went back to normal. The magic Bulbasaur garden? What? What is this? This is not a thing that I recall. What is the magic Bulbasaur garden? Oh hey, we got to steal that item. Oh god! Oh jeez. Alright. Knock those ones off. I think this Koopa is actually wearing a badge. I forgot that they can wear badges. I better heal just in case. Ding. Teaching kids about peer pressure. Wait, what? There we go. Apparently my chat is like not liking the phrase resting bitch face. I wonder why that is. I had to like approve it. Alright, well. That was almost a problem. Koopas aren't necessarily the most interesting enemies to fight because you can just flip them over. But I mean, that's, I don't know. You jump on them and they just go into their shell in the platforming Mario game, so. Oh, that is an important one. That is a useful one. Let us get that going. Oh shit, that's why it's taken up 3. But it is a useful one. So Power Bounce is a staple of Mario RPGs. It lets you keep jumping on an enemy until you mess up the timing, and like it gets faster and faster as it goes. I think that's if I wanted to go back, which I do not. Also, there's a bunch of corpses lying around. It's Mario, so like they're very cartoony, but yep. Oh, speaking of, I'm not sure how one would recognize one's parent based on such things, but yeah, this game's actually kind of grim. Like, this is one of the... This actually might be the grimmest Mario game, come to think of it. I'm trying to think of what other Mario games would be more grim, but... Do not give in to your kinder nature and fall to its tricks. Oh, yeah! So that wasn't actually his dad after all. That is the father of a prominent character from the first game and another of my favorites in this series. I wonder if that pile of bones over there is my dad. God. Oh, good times. I think we're about to have to fight these things. Yeah, there's kind of a lot of them. We're lost in a swarm of corpses, the undead. This is the Mario equivalent to undead. Clearly, it's very Dark Souls. God! I think I have to get to the leader here to get them to thumping. Oh, maybe not. Oh no, yeah. We gotta do the leader thumping here. Alright! Gold bones. Sort of the skeleton thing. It was a Koopa Troopa once. Oh, and they build reinforcements. Yeah, so they only have 1 HP, but like I think when you kill them, like dry bones in like the actual Mario games, like they'll come back after a bit. These ones actually might not do that, but I know that there's a variant that does. However, we gonna say fuck y'all. And now we're gonna take care of this one. Oh, hello, Chevy Ray. Can I turn the music down a wee bit? Let me see. We will see if I can do that. I don't actually know if I can do that. Is that any quieter? Because I don't know. There's not really a way for me to tell. It keeps the volume the same for me. That's better? Okay, so that did actually lower the volume. That's good to know. Oh yeah, so this thing might revive. So the idea with this fight is that we wanted to do what I already did, which is take out the other guys first. Although he might try building some buddies here if I don't take him out. But he's got a little bit of defense there. So I guess I'll use this thing here. So, as I perform well, the audience members will cheer for me, which builds a meter that I can use on these special moves. Ooh. Oh man, I messed up. And this is the first of those special moves, which is a healing move. And since I'm on this playthrough, I'm not using ends or anything like that. That is going to be a bit of a bread and butter thing. I'll have to use it a lot. So I didn't attack with her because she does 1 damage twice right now, which wouldn't really do anything to that guy. Shoot, I'm gonna have to switch her out for Koops here, so I can actually do damage to that thing. Which takes up her turn there, and it's gonna build another one. Get rid of that guy. So if I messed that up, like it wouldn't do any damage, which would be bad. There we go. So the way leveling up works in this game is every time you do a battle, you'll get star points. And when you get to 100, you level up. And it just is always like that. So what'll happen is, depending on your level and what you're fighting, it'll scale the amount of star points you receive based on the disparity between your level and the enemy's level. So like eventually you'll get to a point where like if I come back later in the game to these same enemies, they won't give me like any star points. Or like they'll only give me 1 or something like that. Probably want to upgrade my HP. So when you level up, you get to pick one of those 3 points to upgrade. And that's it, that's your level. Like you don't have any other stats that upgrade. Your attack power and whatnot is based on your badges, and then I think you should get different upgraded boots and hammer eventually. There we go. I think it's like I have a lot of the timings for these stylish things kind of in muscle memory almost. Oh, I was expecting him to hit Mario. That's another thing too that I like, is that the enemies don't always attack whoever's in the front. Depending on the move, they might attack who's in back. So you gotta stay on your toes a little bit there. Ooh. So these you use to level up your party members. So those are very important, valuable items. Leveling up your party members will increase their attack power, their HP, and also give them a new move. So those are very valuable. Yeah, I got the second one on that. That's a little trickier timing. There we go. Making our way along. Can't break these yet because my hammer's not powerful enough. What I can do... Oh yeah, don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Go over here. On that thing. That. And I should be able to hop over there and use Coops to bump the button. Bump the button. There we go. And yeah, so like when you do stuff like that, it tends to have like a some kind of weird like little paper effect, which is fun. There we go. Might as well save. I'm one of those people that will like always save. Just like yeah, I'm always all about backing up things. Like when I'm working on stuff, I'll save like constantly. I'm not always good about making backup copies though, which I'm getting better at, but like I knocked these dudes down. So with these guys, it's actually better to have Gumbella out, because she can knock them over and stuff. Ow. Not a fan of that nonsense. The types of audience members you have will actually change based on Oh, are you talking about the Koopas? Yeah. Yeah, they definitely, this game, a lot of the enemies definitely attack much quicker than in the original game, or even in some of the more recent Mario RPGs. Like, you have less of a window to react, which I like. But yeah, the types of creatures in the audience will change based on what, like, location you are in the game and stuff like that, which is fun. He was there earlier, but once in a while Luigi will be in the crowd, which is just an amusing little detail. And jumping did not do shit. So, I could hear it, because there's, like, audio cues. But because I didn't do any damage, one or two members of the audience, like, left. So like if you don't perform well or whatnot, the audience will not be impressed and they will leave. Oh, whoops. Well, I'm glad the game that straight up doesn't let me do that. That's nice of them. I could have like tried using my hammer and just like whiffed the air. I think the more recent Paper Mario games do that, where like you don't actually know that an attack won't do anything unless you try it. So there is some stuff hidden back there. Oh, AI. Oh, that's right. I gotta use the coops. There we go. But I can't get over there, so whoa, there must be some way of going over there. Yeah, every combat encounter has that play format, even the boss battles. So I did actually run into one of these earlier, and it was told me that I must be the chosen one, destined to save the kingdom and free it from its prison. And when I did, well, I'll just let you see what happened because this will be the same. Yeah. So we have to find a key and let them out. So last time we did this, a ghost came out and cursed us, quote unquote. Who would do that, really? Wait in a box and curse folks. A real slime ball, that's who. But I'm not a real slime ball, and I would do no such thing. But that should be obvious. Except in reverse order. So I'm pretty sure this is like some spike trap thing that I'll get hurt if I... Oh, interesting. What's up with this wall back here? It's like if I step on those, I'm pretty sure I get spiked, which we do not want. Womp womp. So yeah, a little grim. And yes, if I fail, like if I somehow don't get out of here in time, like you get a game over. So, I mean, they give you plenty of time, but... Fools! And yes, that was a bombable wall on the right. Only the most idiotic pudding brain dolt would call for a scheme like that. Like, even getting new, like, abilities to, like, navigate the world is, like, this weirdly grim thing, now that I'm thinking about it. Boogly boogly boo. Yeah, the song is weird. I love it. Now you're cursed, doofus, and it serves you right. This curse is more cursedly curse-worthy than any curse that's ever cursed you. What a curse. Who curses like me? No one. Fuck. Now I shall show you just how frightful a curse it is. Yes, very curse-worthy. Just look at yourself. How embarrassing for you. I mean, like, do you understand what this curse means for you? Like, sort of, like, Do you need us to give you a tutorial? Alright, so now we can pass through tight spaces. So cursed, it's so terrible. Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah. So there's a collection of badges that don't cost any points that just change the sound effect of your attack. Well, I think I'll equip this one. If I'm remembering correctly, we got that little hint earlier that the dragon's weakness was that it couldn't stand the sound of a creature who begins with kr and ends with ikit. So I believe that badge makes a cricket sound when I attack enemies. But I'll confirm that. If it does do that, I'm actually not going to wear it because I want to try and make the boss battle a little more difficult. Oh, I can't actually reach that right now. And I probably don't have the key for that. Whoa. Not straightforward. Yeah, so there was a bombable wall back there because you do get a bomb in your party later, so I could come back and use the bomb character to like get an item that I couldn't before. Oh, can I do this? Yep. Oh yeah, star pieces. Star pieces are a special item. There are many of them throughout the world, and you can use them to buy badges from a certain merchant that I already met. Alright, let's see if this works. Whoops. I wonder if I messed that up. There we go. That guy just straight up fell. Oh, 2 star pieces. Nice. What? Actually don't know where I'm supposed to go right now. There must be some place that I can use this to get into that I am forgetting about. Ah, yes, here we are. Anything back here? I guess that's a cricket sound, right? Sure. Alright, thanks for dropping in, Fuzzy Wumple, Fluffy Wumple. Good luck on your test. Alright, let us turn off the cricket noise, because if I'm remembering correctly, we'll have to see. Like, there'll be a save point before the boss battle. I might actually need it to beat the boss, maybe? But if I don't, I would rather see how difficult it is without it. Because if I'm remembering correctly, it, like, weakens him or something. Yeah, there we go. Boink. There we are. There's a star piece in back there. Is there some way to like jump out the window? Oh, here we go. I see. I'll open this up. And then I can jump out the window, sneak around the back here. out back over here. Actually, is there anything over this side? Oh, I'm supposed to do that to cross there. Alright. There we go. Man, this thing's still giving me 2 star points each, so well, I'm not over leveled, that's for sure. With Paper Mario games, I tend to just like defeat enemies as I encounter them, and then I don't really level grind. They're pretty well paced with that stuff. It's like if you just fight things as you go through the game, you'll be at like, you know, a good level. Now if I jump on him twice, will that knock off the wings and flip him over? Oh, well I didn't do it twice, so it didn't do that. Try that again. There we go. So those, I think every time I succeed in an attack, like an action command, it gives me one of those. Or like if I fail, I get like a worse thing. I don't actually remember how those work, but it's based on the end level cards from Mario Bros. 3. And so it does a roulette, and if you get all 3, it'll give you like a bonus. Like it'll restore all your HP, or restore all your FP, or like do different things like that. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah. Who's this handsome piece of cheese? Miss Mouse, the globe-trotting thief. I'd forgotten about her. She's pretty great though. So she's kind of like for a decent chunk of... Yeah, I love how her tail is in like a hard design too. Like again, like the unique like takes on like Mario creatures, their designs in this game is just pretty great. But if I'm remembering correctly, for like a good portion of the game, when we go to like a dungeon, we'll run into her and she'll have already been there and stolen something. And there's more... Her shoes are impractical for a thief, I will agree with you there. Ain't that just how it always is, unfortunately. As I said, this game is not perfect. Mr. Cutie. I do find it also amusing that at least in this game, like, Mario is like this like handsome celebrity, and like from our perspective we're just like, what the fuck? But like within this universe it's like, sure, I mean, I guess by the standards of how characters look in this world, sure. You're so bold, is that legal? Maybe I did find it already. Full of romance. Yep, it probably is. And yes, we got just a normal mushroom. So yeah, Chevy Ray's talking about the flavor and the slang the characters use. That is probably the biggest influence that the first two Paper Mario games have had on my writing. I haven't been doing it as much more recently, because I feel like it, in the context of prose, I feel like it can kind of throw people off. But I'm very much about, like, adding that flavor to how a character speaks through how the words are written. Bill Trinan is probably one of my idols in the industry, and he worked heavily on the Paper Mario games. And he has said that him and Nate Bildorf, actually them both have like done extensive work on the games. I think actually in this case Nate Bildorf was one of the bigger guys behind this game's writing. And if I'm remembering correctly, it was one of those two guys. I think it was Nate Bildorf in this case actually, who he would actually like speak to himself in an accent or in whatever slang use he was trying to replicate, and then use that as like a way to just like write out the enunciation, so that when someone is reading just the text, they like can tell, oh, this person's supposed to have this kind of accent. And so like I'm sure in this day and age, like some of that stuff is probably going to be like maybe a little stereotyping in a way that's maybe not that great, first depending on your perspective. But as I recall, I remember it being just kind of like this charming way of like conveying all these different kinds of accents. And I think because they're just Mario characters and like, I don't know, I feel like just because of the world that they've established here, it's lighthearted and it's just trying to be like cartoony. And in that regard, I feel like it just works. But so Jenny, because I know you've complained about it, the reason why I sometimes write with like weird accents, these games are like a big part of that. So I actually need a key, so I need to do some backtracking here. Since I really don't know how much of this game I'm going to stream, with Miss Mouse, I will mention that she is the only character in all of the all the Mario RPGs in general who is an optional party member. You can recruit her to your party, but it is not a thing that has to happen. You can't do it until very late into the game. And the reason why she is a thief is she's actually stealing stuff to sell it. She has like a secret shop in the main town that you can buy badges from. So that's her deal. And if I'm remembering correctly, even after she's a member in your party, like, you don't get the badges for free, you still have to buy them. Because she's like, you know, what kind of business person would I be? No, you're fine. Like I mentioned, like, I do understand why not everyone would like that kind of writing style. I do think that in a lot of ways it can distract, so I tend to only do it with certain characters where I feel like them speaking a certain way actively conveys something about their character. So like, for example, with Arcadian Rhythms, I've been trying to avoid doing that with Tracer, whereas with Joel, like, I actually do it more actively, because I do think that Joel's kind of accent, the way that he talks, I don't know, like, it just conveys something to me about his character. Whereas with Tracer, it's more just like, she's British and talks with like old-timey British speak, so like, that, I don't know, like, I can just kind of imply that based on the phrasing, like what words she's using. Whereas with Joel, he just, you know, he's got this like thick, kind of gruff southern accent. I actually don't know where I'm supposed to go right now, but I'm definitely missing something. I don't think there was a key back there. Oh, I see. There's something down this way. Oh, that's not a key. This is like your I don't remember what it's called in Final Fantasy games, but it's basically like if I die, it'll automatically raise me. So it's like a fairy bottle in Zelda. Is there anything else hidden up here that I'm missing? Nothing on this side. Oh. There's other treasure chests in here. I should maybe open those. There we go. Like, it's still weird to me. Like, I still don't think of treasure chests in Mario games as, like, a thing. Like, I actually do wish that they had stuck with the the treasure box floating boxes from the original Mario RPG. Like, I like there being just the question mark blocks too, because that's how the Mario universe is, but... Oh, see, I didn't do any damage, so someone from the audience got in a huff and left. There we go. Bonk. Okay. Oh, well, I guess for your benefit, Jenny, because you might not know, this other person in the chat, Chevy Ray, I actually don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce that. They are developing the game that Ivy is composing for Ikenfell, so that's maybe noteworthy, maybe worth mentioning. Chevy, okay, I think that's how I was pronouncing it before, thank you. Oh, okay, you already know, good. Then clearly I've done something good there, or maybe you already knew. Let's do this. Oh, is it? Okay. I did not know that about Ikenfell. But, I mean, I could tell from what I've seen of the combat system that it definitely looks Mario, like Paper Mario RPG inspired with the, you know, the action command stuff. Because, like, I mean, other games have done that, like Legend of Dragoon did that back on the PS1. In more recent times, there have been other RPGs that have been doing it as well. But I feel like the Mario RPGs, and specifically the Paper Mario games, really kind of made that a very integral part of the experience. And it just kind of spiced up how turn-based stuff works. Bonk. And... yeah, let's use this here. Bam. I'm just like doing those stylish things out of habit, like I don't need to. Speaking of, I should probably use my ability to heal up a bit here. I love how skill-based this ability is. Because there's like an arc to your throws, and then you got those like poison ones that you gotta watch out for. There we go. So yeah, like using that ability is going to be like my main method of healing in this run. I'm considering maybe like putting an extra limitation where like if I use that ability, like then I can't do anything for a turn or something like that, but that I feel like that would probably just needlessly slow things down. Ooh. Bit of a narrow walkway here. I feel like there's something hidden somewhere in here, if my memory is serving me correctly. Yep. There is a thingy hidden back there. It's so weird how, like, I haven't played this game in so long, and my brain, like, still can remember, like, random stuff like that. I love the little jingle of the star piece. I had that as my ringtone when I first got a phone. Which I didn't get a phone until like senior year of college. But that was my ringtone for like a solid, like my text message ringtone for quite a while. Yoink! I feel like there's gotta be something hidden down there, right? Yep. That's how we get that one. Except now I think I have to get back up there. A little later, you get a party member who lets you move faster through the world, which is nice. I'm very much about that in all genres of gaming, being able to just navigate the world quicker. There we go. Yeah, I'm thinking on the dialogue style thing, and I think part of why with some of my more recent work, like especially like Arcadian Rhythms, where I'm like trying to avoid doing that, is because I feel like I don't know, I feel like it would be taking like an element of like race and ethnicity and like making that seem like, oh well, Sombra is from like, you know, Mexico, so clearly she's going to talk with like an accent, and I don't know, like I kind of want to avoid that with characters that are, you know, that are based in like real life parts of the world, whereas I feel like in a fantasy setting like this, where like Mario and Luigi and Peach, like, you know, those are like the only humans. I don't know, I feel like it's a little different when there's not real world ties to things. You can definitely still be ignorant and be offensive with that stuff, but I feel like you can kind of do more with it here. And like, depending on who you ask, like some people do find Overwatch offensive because it, you know, all the characters, like here's the character that is from Russia, so clearly they're going to have a thick Russian accent. It's like, you know, I don't know, like stuff like Overwatch and Street Fighter, it's kind of hard because I tend to look at it as more like a celebration of like the different nations of the world, but I also totally understand that people would be upset by it, and like I'm, you know, fucking white person, so like what do I know about that stuff? Like I, you know, don't really have a grounds to say this is an offensive, so like I don't. it doesn't bother me. It's like, well, of course it doesn't bother me because I'm a white person from America. But yeah, just something interesting to consider, I suppose. But that's sort of like why I'm not really doing that with which I guess means that I'm okay with making fun of Southern white people from America, I guess. So Chevy Ray is mentioning Celeste's Japanese character, whose name I'm blanking out on, but I really liked him, what they did with him. And he's pointing out that they consulted several different folks about that character, which is very good. I didn't know that, but that makes sense. Oshiro, thank you. And I did get this vibe that they were wanting to incorporate an element of the expectations of and the pressures of Japanese culture with that character, and they wanted to make sure that they were doing that respectfully rather than just doing it for the sake of doing it. And I felt when I was playing through that part of the game, like I couldn't help but get that vibe of part of the reason this character is this way is because of cultural expectations. Oh, hey, one of the audience members gave me an item, so that's cool. But at the same time, I didn't feel like that cultural element of his character was crucial to understanding his story. Like, it was just part of where he was probably coming from. And I felt like they did a good job with it. Let me just go murder these Koopas. I mean, beat them up so that they run away. What? Mario doesn't kill, he's a hero. They'll never do it, but I am still waiting for a game that acknowledges what a sociopathic serial killer... Not serial killer. Serial killer is different. Genocidal maniac, I think is the phrase that... Sociopathic genocidal maniac, I think is the phrase that we've been leaning on to describe Mario. I think that there's quite a bit of evidence to support this case. We want some more pasta points, as I believe we... That's right, we're supposed to be calling them pasta points from, I think that's what Jenny called them. From, Mario RPG. Why did we end up calling them that? I think because when you were finding the flowers, the flower tabs out in the world, you thought that they looked like pasta. Because it's like Super Nintendo sprites, so it's kind of messy looking and weird. And so we just decided to just start calling them pasta points. I mean, you know, it has that extra layer where Mario's character, you know, being this Italian stereotype. No, I don't want him to use that item. Alrighty, let's do... Just to kind of show you what this move does. See, I could just keep doing that as long as I kept timing it correctly. And the timing becomes like more difficult the further, the longer you do it. And so one of the like challenges in the game is like doing like 100 of those in a row. I'm actually not intending to get those because I'm trying to make the game a bit more difficult on myself. Yeah, Power Stomp can be pretty mean. Yeah, come to think of it, there's no hammer equivalent, now that I think about it. But I mean, it's Mario, so like he's the jump man. Ooh, yep. Almost wasn't paying attention there. Because that can happen at the end of a fight, like it did just then. So if like I hadn't timed the button right, I actually would have taken a little damage there. Alright, I think we are ready to take on this dragon. And I'm not going to wear the cricket badge, and we're going to see what happens. Yeah, we might be looking at a game over. I don't know for sure. Yeah, I don't remember either, so I'm curious. Either it's going to be a harder boss fight than it's supposed to be, or we're going to see what happens and I die. You don't appear tasty. Oh my. Saute you to crispy goodness and gobble you down head first. I feel like it doesn't matter which order you're going to gobble Mario down. I mean, he seems kind of small. So, I do specifically remember something about this fight that I don't want to give away. But I remember it left quite the impression when I was first playing this game. It's gonna bash your fucking toes in. Oh, like a random bucket fell from fell from the ceiling. It's Stoker and Engine Icken. Woo! Yeah, that's a bit of a move at this point in the game. Dang it! Stage crew's gotta get some shit done here. What's with all this me getting hit? Also kind? No, huh, that's interesting. Oh, dang. Oh, this is bad. Gonna bust out this. Dang it! No, I'm missing the Mario hearts. That's the ones I actually need. I mean, I'll take any of them, but, okay. We healed a little bit, but it's still not looking too good. There we go. Oh, fuck. Keep wailing on them toes. Ah, fuck. Doo-doo. This is like the first actual boss fight in the game, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. There we go. Knocked off a... Oh. Boom, boom. There we go. Got the full star meter from that. Gonna boost Mario's defense here as well. So if the party member faints, that's okay. The fight still goes on. If Mario faints, the whole thing is done. Oh, that shell did not help me as much as I would have preferred. You might be in a bad way here. Let us swap you out. Oh man. Well, I do have my life shroom, but... Nope. I even blocked that too. So we're gonna have to use that. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. There we go. And now we busting this out again. Ooh. Ah man, those ones in the back are tricky. Alright. I will take it. I think Koops has an extra point of defense, but like the actual Koopas, if an enemy jumps on him, he gets flipped over, which is a neat little detail. Alright. Yeah. So I'm trying to remember what happens if I go along with this. Keep your coins, fiend. Keep it, you cad! Oh my! Oh no. Oh gosh, this means something completely different to me now than it did when I first played this game. Oh no. It's important to be able to trust it. Yep. Yup! Oh, that's just not right. So yeah, speaking about this game being kind of grim, I remember loving that. Like, that really surprised me when I first played this game, and it like really showed the kind of like interesting creative stuff that you could do with this like stage play system. But now, because there's no audience, I'm not getting any star meter. So, that could be bad. I think we'll be fine though. I'm still doing the things, even though it's not having any benefit. Just like out of habit. Well, that should do it though. We should be okay. There we go. I like how this dragon's weakness was its foot. Which like whacked its foot so much. And there we go. Yeah, I was pretty sure you could beat it without the badge. I think that the badge lowers its defense. Its weakness is feet, alright. Oh, yeah. Oh boy. Da da da! Hey son, I've been stuck in a dragon's belly for like years, somehow. So how have you been subsisting inside that dragon's belly there? For 10 years? We thought your game was over. See, not all of this game is grimdark. Why, golly gosh, I just happened to have been holding on to that because the dragon ate it. Yep. What a rink-dink-a-winky-dink.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, Jenny, you said it. I was thinking it. I think we were all thinking it. But it pleases me. The grim places that you are willing to go to for my benefit. Oh, where could the princess be? Oh, where, oh, where? And as if I'm recalling correctly, we get to find out. Boo. Fwah! Their little X salute. The X-Knots, I think. That's what they're called. Great Exalted Grodus. So we ran into these folks at the very beginning. They were harassing Goombella and for information. Because she's an archaeologist, and then Mario kind of got her out of that mess. Oh, huh. The camera did an interesting thing that is foreshadowing, which is neat. Is that Eggman, that the guy in the background? Might as well be, I guess. So yeah, something that both Paper Mario 1 and 2 do that I thought was interesting was they at least tried to give Peach more of a role, like, even though she's a captive, like, you get to see, like, updates on what she's having to deal with, and you get to control her and, like, try and find information that you can then give to Mario so that he knows where to go next kind of thing. Which is, you know, it's better than her just being like the damsel in distress, not doing anything, but... oh, we're quite nasty. Bum bum. Gak, 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 gak. Oh yeah. I just remembered why they kidnapped Princess Peach in this game. Boggly Woods. My least favorite dungeon. I like a lot of the concepts. I just don't like the physical act of playing through that section, as I recall. I want to say like half of the times I've tried playing through this game, I get partway through that section and then get bored. You rang, dude? I mean, sir. You rang, sir. Grotus, dude. Grotus, sir. Grotus, sir. Oh yeah, the Shadow Sirens. There's an interesting detail about one of those characters that I don't think the... I'm trying to remember what the English localization does with it. So I don't know for sure about all three of these, but I know that at least the one on the bottom left wearing the red hat is transgender, technically. It kind of depends on, because I mean it's Japanese, so like there's a lot of ambiguity. But yeah. Sort of like a Birdo situation, as I recall, where like in the original Japanese, there's like allusions to that character having been born as a male, but identifies as female. And in the English text, they just like skip over that and just like she, her, and have that be that. Womp womp. Beldam. I forget what that means. My lovelies, we've got a job to do. Weird ghost things. The Paper Mario games also like make up a bunch of interesting little like weird character types that just don't exist normally in Mario. Some of which I think have become recurring things in some Mario games. Maybe? I'm trying to remember now. Oh, well, betide me for being kidnapped and some forth and some such. Not a fan of this music, though, gotta say. I remember this being a little grating. Isn't there... Oh, yeah. There's a point to this at some point, if I'm remembering correctly. Like, I think at some point, Peach can, like, disguise herself as one of the enemy soldiers. And so she uses the shower or something as like a way to cover that up or something. Yeah, fan service shower scene. Yep. David Cage.
I'd quote that Life is Strange parody, but I don't actually remember what he says. Just imagine that. Him, like, justifying the fan servicey shower scenes. You know, Detroit Become Human is about to come out. We're gonna get another one with what's her name? With, Kara? I think is her name? It's gonna happen. Even though she's an android, they'll justify it somehow. They'll try to justify it somehow. Huh, how does Peach keep making these certain doors open? All the androids will get one. Yeah. We'll get to see all those androids buck naked. It'll happen. I mean, you know, yeah, I mean, to be fair, if I'm remembering correctly, there's always like one male and one female character that you get to see naked. And, well, by always, I guess I only mean just Heavy Rain, because, Beyond just had, Ellen Page's character that you controlled. But yeah, you're right, we'll probably get to see a male and a female character naked in this one. But only from the back. Oh yeah, this computer. That awful dome-headed thing that interrogated me. He is a very great person. He is marvelous. Yeah, I'm remembering what they do with this computer, and it's fairly amusing as I recall. An unusual program deviation occurred when I observed you earlier. My higher brain circuitry malfunctioned and nearly overheated at your image. Also, an unidentified impulse sped through my processors. These events are new to me. Oh boy. So, in case you didn't already pick up on it, cause unknown. I must diagnose this unusual situation. So, I do like how there's like this weird motivation for the computer to be like letting Peach roam around, like sneak around through the base because the fucking security system has a crush on her. And it's trying to understand why that is. You're a computer and I'm a princess. If I'm remembering correctly, I mean, I guess spoilers, but this game is like whatever, 15 years old. They sort of have a date later, if I'm remembering right. Some good lesbian representation, finally. Which should not be anything that I do not understand. Fucking, like, juvenile, like, American nonsense. Well, maybe it's not American, just that idea of, like, using the phrase in love to mean something that is not what that is meaning. I cannot compute this. Yeah, I do remember liking that as a motivation, like, there should be nothing I can't comprehend. I am a computer. I'm the perfect computer. I knew you would ship it, Jenny. As soon as I remembered what they do with these two, I was like, Jenny's gonna get a kick out of this. There is no alternative. I must be a perfect computer. Wireless mail. See, Peach knows how to use a keyboard. I like how it's like this weird old school computer, but it's like sending wireless email. Save all game progress. Why, yes. Yes, I will. Okay, yeah, I thought we also get to play from Bowser's perspective as well. So every chapter, you get a little chunk of Peach's perspective, and you get a little chunk of Bowser's perspective. I remember really liking that. And then in Super Paper Mario, they just straight up do it where like you just play as all those characters, and you can like swap between them and Luigi as well. Oh yeah, so Jenny, you might recognize this other character, because you did play a bit of the first game. The Krusty Candy Koopa will arrive momentarily. Put a cork in it, man. You know that Bowser's like underlings would make fun of that. Your surliness. Oh, you want to talk, Bowser? Damn. Oh yeah, and I can blow fire for no reason right now, but there was a reason later if I'm remembering correctly. They might not introduce that until the end of chapter 2. I don't remember. Whoa. Bowser's advisor. Poor Cammy. Been run through quite the ringer over the years, I'm sure. Am I Mario's babysitter? I don't care what he's doing. Yeah. They sound like good world-conquering tools. I want them. You bet I like fried eggs. I like how she's all like cackling and mischievous about like going for like a business breakfast, company breakfast. Remember your blood pressure. Something I'm probably gonna have to start worrying about. Some bold fool abducted Princess Peach. I also like how, in many of the Mario RPGs, someone that's not Bowser kidnaps Princess Peach, and then that becomes Bowser's beef. I'm the only person that's allowed to kidnap Princess Peach. Yeah, yeah, no one is allowed to kidnap her without my say-so. Jesus. Oh, boy. Which reminds me that I did appreciate the little moment at the end of Mario Odyssey that kind of makes a little bit of commentary on the roles of the men in Peach's life. So there actually is more like gameplay stuff they do with Bowser and Peach later, but I like that they at least set up like, by the way, we're going to be like doing stuff with these characters. They're not just going to be like in the background, not, you know, for the whole game. Because that was the case with the first game. They, well, I mean, you did get to play as Peach a little bit in the first game. Now I think about it, they did some fun stuff with that too, but. So yeah, I mean, like, look at all these different Koopa designs. There's like 4 totally different Koopa designs. That's just, I like it. So supportive. Oh yeah, so we have to bring our treasure map back to the door, and it'll show us where the next one is. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. And I can slip back here. There we go. Drop the damage your ally takes by half when in danger. Increase top bar by 5 when your partner is in peril. Actually, in peril means they only have 1 HP left, which is not going to happen very often. Let's go with that one. I like this little guy over here. General White. Lost my injury. Does life have a purpose? I must apologize, but I ask that you leave me alone. What's this guy's story? General White the Bomb. I guess White the Bombs are pretty rare. He has a cool mustache, too. He might even give your lip fuzz a run for its money. Oh, where's the little gamer toad? Is it this one? All I do is play my Nintendo. So I posted on social media like a few days ago about this toad telling me that I should try out Fire Emblem on the Game Boy Advance. It's really cool. The sequel to Paper Mario. I just got started, but it's a blast so far. A blast! Try it for yourself and see. Advertising a game that they've already sold us on. But if I'm remembering correctly, that Toad references some other games that he's been playing that are like actual games that exist on Nintendo platforms. We want to pick up one of these, and one of these. Yeah, free points from the store system. Consumer loyalty. Is that Toad's mouth open, or does it have a... this Toad has a mustache. Oh, now that you mention that, now I'm looking at it as if he's just, like, constantly in terror. Like, I can see it. He's just like, oh no, I can't unsee it. But yeah, he has a mustache. We don't need... Yeah, well, I like having, like, maybe, like, 3 mushrooms at a time. We'll get one of these. Syrups.
Oh, an extra one of these. So one thing I like is that each store has like its own specific set of items that's unique. And I don't think the store, these item shops, I don't think they change their wares. But obviously you visit different shops across the course of the game. And so later on, there become side quests and cooking. There's like a whole cooking element to this game that I really like. And so you might have to go and revisit certain shops to get like certain items. But there is an item storage system. So like what I'll do is I'll buy items that I remember being like exclusive to that store, and I'll put them in the item storage, and then you can withdraw them from any shop. So so the controller's rumbling. Mario's little Game Boy SP. He has like, it's basically like a flip phone, but it's a Game Boy Advance SP, of course. A mailbox SP. There we go.
Yeah, like working in that little like cross-promotional product placement that Nintendo likes to do.
So we got our email from Princess Peach. And the ringtones and the text tones are like retro songs from like Mario World, which is such a cool detail that I love. That song sounds like the Pokemon. Yeah, that makes sense. It is the like a more chiptune remix of the title screen to Mario World, which is a nice throwback. The text tone is like the little jingle it plays in Mario World, like when you start the game or something like that. It's really subtle, but really nice. Body blog, Princess Peach wants us to go do stuff. Please, don't worry about me. Don't worry, I'm not worrying about you. Because I'm, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really care that much about Princess Peach. Money! I don't want to waste my time fighting you. Bye. Off key. Now we're gonna make our way back to town so you can see what Roadport is like. But first we gotta navigate through these ruins for a minute. Oh! Beneath the town. They also, in this game, Mario doesn't make like a boing boing or anything like that when he jumps. He just does his little yips. His yips and his yaps, as it were. Wahoo, woohoo, woohoo, wah! Woohoo! Oh yeah, and I have this, so I can just kind of be like... Actually, that reminds me. Can I get up to this other one up here? I can. Oh yeah! I think this is a shop back here. Underground, cute as can be, a fortune teller, that is me. So the first game had this collection of these mystical wizard characters that were like all part of the same family, and they each did a different service, and so this is the, sure. That's good, that's great. Choose your path to fate. And this one, so I can pay a certain amount of coins, and then I will randomly get random benefits. So we'll go with the normal path. So basically I get a blessing that like for a certain amount of time, once in a while I'll randomly get a benefit, like an enemy will randomly miss, or I'll randomly regenerate some health, or like something weird like that. I'll randomly get twice as much coins or experience. So it's like a cool, weird little system. And they always rhyme. There's one that is just straight up a fortune teller, which tells you, like, gives you a hint on where you need to go next. There's one that upgrades your party members. In the original game, there was one that you spent star pieces on to get badges, but I think in this one, that's just like a whole different weird-ass character that doesn't exist anywhere else. So now that I have that ability, I can just kind of skip a bunch of this stuff, which is nice. Still can't do that, though. Ooh, that means I can, like, sneak back here. Is there anything back in this one? No. Back here. This actually might be where I'm supposed to go next in the story. Oh, no, it's not. Oh. I cannot do that yet. I need the character that lets me move faster to do that. I think there's a badge or something hiding back there. Yeah, so the ruins of the city, because you keep navigating them, they have like cool little, like a lot of little secret areas and stuff. And also some pretty weird enemy types. But we'll wrap this up pretty shortly here. I just want to get back to the main town, but I think I have to get my map reoriented or whatever. I have to use my map to tell me where the next thing is before it'll let me progress. Which should be down in this area here. You actually have to tilt the control stick to navigate that section. Ooh, there's something up here. What is up here? This. What's over here? Aha! What's back here? Oh, is this the Pit of 100 Trials? Yeah! Wow, I forgot that you get access to this so early. So I've only found 9 out of 100 star pieces. I've only done 7 power bounces in a row. And I haven't gotten anywhere in this. So the Pit of 100 Trials is a dungeon that's 100 floors long, and each floor has like like enemies you have to fight. And I think you can descend in like 10 level increments or something like that. And like for every 10 levels, like the enemies will spike up in difficulty or something. If I'm remembering that right. It's sort of like the you know, optional difficulty for those like me who want that extra hard challenge. I don't remember it being super hard until the end though. But then again, I probably have only ever tackled it when I'm like late game, so. I don't actually remember what you get for doing it, come to think of it, so. Alright, so we have one of these thingies. Swing. Ooh. So our map just got, our magical treasure map just got updated. So now we know where to go find the second one. And we should get a new ability as well. Oh! Back to the professor.
Crystal clear. Yeah, great pun. Come on.
A great tree in the Bogley Woods. Like how like shows me a picture of the creatures that live there. Too many unknowns. So get the magical mystical doodads and some such. There's something about this trash bin, and I can't remember what it is, but there's something about it at some point. Oh yeah, Luigi. Yeah, they do a fun thing with him in this game, but I'm gonna save that in a minute here. I want to do this first. I want to power up Goombella. Shazibidi! Shazubi! Then you may go. Oh damn, now she has 20 HP. I forgot. I thought they did it in increments of 5, but what a coinky dink! Hey Luigi. Eh? I'm on an adventure. I have to rescue Princess Eclair of the Waffle Kingdom. Yeah, it's a bad scene alright. She's been kidnapped by the evil Chestnut King. You gotta know, I met with some Waffle Kingdom cabinet members the other day. It was pretty crazy, bro. Want to hear what happened? It's a pretty long story. Yep, so, like they do with Peach and Bowser, every chapter you clear, you get to find out what Luigi's up to. And it is probably one of my favorite things that they've ever done with Luigi, now that I think about it. So, he even has his own, like, theme song of, like, Luigi telling a story. My big brother, that's you, bro. Got a letter from Princess Peach. Took off. Left behind as usual, I was cooking a snack at home when another letter arrived. We don't get so much mail, so I was thinking, huh? Oh man. It says, my name is Crepe. Is that how you pronounce that? Crepe? I am a cabinet minister in the far-off Waffle Kingdom. Our land has been attacked by the Chestnut King, who took our Princess Eclair. I ask, nay, beg for your assistance. The Waffle Kingdom needs your skills. I humbly request your prompt response, sirs. Sincerely, Crepe. Well, I don't remember it exactly, but I think it went something like that. With Mario, that's you, bro, gone, it fell to me to answer this plea. Hesitating only a teensy bit, I headed to the Waffle Kingdom to investigate. Oh, no, first I wrote a note to myself about what I was cooking, then I left. Once I reached the Waffle Kingdom, I met Minister Crepe, who filled me in. Crepe? Is it Crepe? Am I mispronouncing it? It's Crepe. The Chestnut King had kidnapped Princess Eclair and vanished. Apparently, though, some oracle said a marvelous compass could locate her. This marvelous compass had been broken into 7 parts by an ancient curse. And those parts have been scattered across the land. Can you believe it, bro? Each part of the marvelous compass was said to point to the next, and since one of the parts was embedded in the tiara worn by the princess, I surmised that once I collected all the parts, I'd find her. Smart, huh? Like, just the tone of Luigi in this game is just fun. The minister gave me the compass base spoken of in Waffler Fables. When it activated, the entire thing lit right up, indicating the deep south. It was pointing me toward Rumble Bum Volcano on the Pudding Continent. So yeah, here I am. I'm sailing out of Roadport for Rumble Bum Volcano. It's probably going to be pretty dangerous, but I gotta rescue that princess. This is making me hungry. Jenny says this is making her hungry. Yeah, so Luigi's whole side adventure, all the locations and whatnot are food themed. So now when I first played this, I found myself wondering, like, is this legit? Is he just like making up a story? So we will wait until next time. But I do remember them doing some really amusing little things with that.
Like, this is, like, now I've been fully reminded of one of the things I loved about this game was that it took the four central characters of the Mario universe, Mario, Peach, Bowser, and Luigi, and all of them have, like, a story, and all of them are going on simultaneously. And I remember just really liking that. What's this guy out here for? I think this shop, because this is the main central hub town, maybe changes some of their items. Oh, we can buy our contact lens. You might be thinking, why the fuck do you need a so earlier, there's a person, I was trying to go to the west. Jenny's more excited about Luigi's story, to be honest. It's amusing. Oh yeah, this dude. I think this guy is like a traveling dude who sells rare items for somewhat expensive prices. Oh no, oh no, never mind. I don't want this one. I want the other one. But yeah, so his like items like cycle through, and there's certain rare badges that only he carries that you have to have enough coins for when he has them in stock. But that also reminds me of another detail with the badges. Like the sound badges, there are costume badges that just change Mario's colors. So you can be dressed like Luigi, you can be dressed, that badge, the W emblem would make him be colored like Wario. And of course, there is a Waluigi one, and of course, I'm going to get it as soon as I can. Purple Man. So this is the chef's building, but we accidentally trod on her contact lens that she dropped, so she's not too happy with us. Basically, it's the game blocking us off from this part of the town until after we complete Chapter 1. We had to, the shopkeep had to like order a contact lens, which we just bought. People don't generally like having their stuff stomped on. Consequences for being Mario. But I think now she can cook for us. So it's you again, huh, Mr. Stomp-A-Lot? Zesty. And she is a very good chef. So, something I love about the Paper Mario games is they have a cooking mechanic. So right now, it's not as interesting because I can only give her one ingredient at a time. But so you can give her different ingredients and she will cook it into a different item. It becomes more interesting once you get like 2 or 3 chapters into the game. She can combine 2 items together. So then there becomes this whole like sub-quest thing of like cooking all of the different recipes. So yeah, I'm gonna go to cook my mushrooms because mushrooms are a instance of cooking just a mushroom on its own produces an item that's inherently better than just a mushroom. As a consumable anyway. So I'm just going to do that real quick. But yeah, I remember just really adoring this in both the first and this game. The way that you could just combine all these different... There's like all these different combinations of items, and there were like clues in the world that would like tip you off to certain recipes that like you maybe wouldn't be able to figure out on your own. Because yeah, there you can like mess it up and get just like garbage that doesn't really do anything. Let's go save here. I'm trying to remember how to get to Miss Mouse's shop. Is it through here? Zesty sounds like the name of someone about to drop a spicy dubstep remix album. Indeed. Yeah, here we go. And I think there's something hidden over here somewhere. Maybe it's down back here? No? I wanted Goomba. I was a thief in another town up until about 3 months ago. Yeah, good one. But then the heat came down and I needed to hide out so I came to Roadport. Now that I told you, you gotta keep it a secret, okay? I'm so slick. Oh boy. It's like shady town of like ne'er-do-wells. I feel like there's something hidden up on that roof, and I can't remember what I'm missing. Like, I don't know if it's a hidden block or if it's just not something I can do yet. Yeah, I don't remember. But we're gonna take a little pop in over here. And golly gosh, this mouse looks vaguely familiar. And so this is a shop where I can buy badges with coins. And these cycle through and have like different stuff. Ooh. Drop Mario's attack power by 1, but regain 1 FP for attack. Oh man, I do like me some Happy Flower. Oh, I'm like 1 coin short though. Oh no. Oh, that's right, and you can actually sell your badges. And so if you sell your badges, like badges you don't care about, you can always repurchase them. I'm going to sell this cricket badge because I don't give a fuck. I forgot about this. Because there's always going to be badges you don't really care about. But if you want to be a completionist and like own all of them, they'll just restock them later. But I'm just going to sell the ones I don't care about. Just to give myself some extra moolah. Buy badges I do care about. Why, yes, I do want that. Because being able to regenerate 1 FP per turn is pretty useful. I do like me some Happy Flower. Is that Goomba a reference to the thief in A Link to the Past? I don't know, maybe? I'm actually not sure what you're referring to, so maybe. It wouldn't surprise me if they worked in something like that. The only peaceful area in all of Rogueport. The, like... This is it. This is the town's park. Leslie Knope did what she could. Happy Lucky Lottery Board. Oh yeah, there's even like a lottery system. I don't remember how it works. I tend to not really do with it. I'm exploding with excitement. Get lost! We have a different item shop that has like higher tier items. Ooh, having one of those just on my person at all times might be good. Ooh. Yeah, and we have this freaking like Playboy Boo. I don't know why, but apparently in the Paper Mario games, the ghosts are supposed to be like seductive for some reason. Sure, I mean, why not? We're gonna sell shell. Oh boy, my lisp is driving me a little crazy. How much money do I have? Nah. I actually don't want to spend that on one of those right now. I know there's a way to get back here later, but... you might recognize this dude. He's in a suit, but it's a race from Mario Sunshine, the Piantas. The boss told me to look after this place. You do anything funny, I'll toss you like that. So this town does have a mafia, which is pretty great. Rescuing Princess Peach is important work, but even heroes need relaxation. So there's like a mini game
Ooh, I want that refund badge. Yeah, so there's like a slot machine, and there's like mini games. And you can earn like gambling tokens that you can trade in for prizes, sort of like the game corner in Pokemon. If you help someone in trouble, they'll give it to you. I don't remember. I might have to look that up. My husband is worried about me? Oh, don't be silly. He doesn't mind. As long as he's writing, he doesn't know, so anyone else does. Oh boy. Let's buy some Piantas, do a little gambling. This place is run by Don Pianta. Let's try the slots. Yeah. Put one in, got 3 out. Oh. Alright, I'm not going to push my luck here. Really, the real thing you want to do here is you can get different membership cards that unlock different mini games, and you get good at those. Oh yeah, they hold on to my tokens there, and then you play the mini games to earn the tokens. Really, is what you're supposed to do. But you know, got a few free tokens there. Playing the slots real quick. But I'm not getting sucked into that world. Alright. Well, it's probably as good a point as any to call it, but maybe I'll stream more of this maybe tomorrow. I'm gonna try a little bit later in the day in case other folks might want to. Well, yeah, but if I do want to keep live streaming this, I probably want to have Jenny watch. So maybe we'll do this midday tomorrow, but it'll be on Saturday. So yeah. So thanks for hanging out, folks. We will be back again probably 11 a.m. noon tomorrow. I'll make sure to confirm a time on Twitter sometime before the end of the day today, and we will pick this up. Later days.